Good morning and welcome into Championship Sunday here at Smyrna, Georgia in the Southeast Regional Goalball Tournament, final regional goalball tournament of 2023 before the National Championships in September. We will start with our semifinal games here in Gym 2 between the Sirens and the Atlanta Blazers in the women's division. The other semifinal going on in Gym 1 on our other stream is the New Jersey Honeybees and the Maryland Minx. So these teams both playing for a right to either compete for gold or bronze later this morning. Starting out with the Atlanta Blazers on the far end of the court in the black jerseys with red trim, we have Allie Lawson, Cassandra Hernandez, and Asia Miller. Closest to the camera, the Sirens will start with Adiana Brennan, Karen Zabel, and Eliana Mason. So this game features 3 Paralympians on the court as we begin. Karen Zabel, of course, way back in 1984 and 1988, represented Team USA in the Paralympic Games. The first Paralympic Games goalball competition for women was 1984. Karen was a part of that team. And she teams up with Eliana Mason, 2-time Paralympian. And Atlanta, on the far end of the court, has 6-time Paralympian Asia Miller. Just setting the clock at the scores table, and we will be underway. Atlanta Blazers to start with the ball on the far end of the court. Asia Miller with the first throw of the morning, and it's a goal. Asia Miller throws from the 7 to the 9, and Atlanta Blazers take the early 1-0 lead. Answering right back for the Sirens is Eliana Mason, Asia's Paralympic teammate. And 2 throws, 2 goals. We are underway for a high-scoring game here. Miller looking to respond, but Karen's able there to stop that one. Passes it off to Miller. Eliana Mason. Looking for a gap. That one's kicked out of bounds by Cassandra Hernandez. Asia Miller to throw again. Blocked by Zabel in the center. Karen Zabel backs up. Throws it to the left post. Allie Lawson there to kick it out. Lawson rolls it to the middle. Karen Zabel right there to make the stop. Now Adiana Brennan's shot is stopped by Miller. Turn shot, Zabel right there to make the save. Mason's shot stopped by the feet of Asia Miller. Shot by Miller, wide of the left post, ball into the Sirens. First 2 minutes of action, we're tied at 1. Adiana Brennan rolls it to the center. Cassandra Hernandez there for the Blazers. Hernandez looking for the gap, stopped by the feet of Zabel. Gives it off to Mason on the left wing. Ileana Mason, big bounce ball down the middle. Cassandra Hernandez there to make the save. Hands it to Asia Miller. Miller looking for the gap, but Mason slides over, gets her feet on that one. Zabel corrals it, hands it to Brennan on the right wing. Adiana Brennan right down towards the center. Handled by Hernandez. She'll give it to Miller on the left wing. Miller down the line and inside the post. Asia Miller, same spot as her first goal, has found a chink in the Sirens armor down the line there inside the left post. Mason looking to respond. Her cross-court shot blocked by Lawson. Quick return shot stopped by Zabel. Rolling over half court though. That'll go back to the Blazers. Ball dropped in on the right wing. Allie Lawson for Atlanta. Cross-court shot. Brennan and Zabel team up to stop it. Brennan bounces it to Mason. She'll just toss it out of bounds. A little miscommunication on the pass there. Mason erred on the side of caution, just tossed it out. Ball will go back over to Atlanta, who hold a 2-1 lead here early in the game. Asia Miller straight down, blocked there by Mason. Smooth ball, straight down by Mason, blocked by Lawson. Lawson's return shot cross court. Zabel gets her hands on it, gives it to Adiana Brennan. Brennan looking for the right post, but it's going to go wide. 3 minutes gone here in the first half. Asia Miller straight down off the hand of Brennan and in. Asia Miller, goal number 3 for her, has come out blazing for the Blazers. Timeout for the Sirens as they have to regroup, down 3-1 here in the first 2 minutes and 7 seconds of action. So once again over in Gym 1 right now we have the New Jersey Honeybees and the Maryland Minx, and a look in there, and the Honeybees have jumped out to a 4-0 lead early in that one. Back to action here. Ileana Mason, bounce ball looking for the gap, and she's got it. So a great timeout. Great timeout, great strategy by Coach John Potts of the Sirens as they devise up a shot by Mason. She executes it perfectly. It's 3-2. Miller down, blocked by a sliding Karen Zabel. Brennan's return shot popped off of Hernandez, but Lawson there to back her up. Lawson now from the right wing, cross-court shot. Zabel diving out again to make that save. Such a solid player at center for the Sirens. And we're going to have a substitution for the Sirens here early as Adiana Brennan will be replaced by Mikaela Lama. Play resumes off the whistle. Ileana Mason looking for the post, but got the feet of Allie Lawson kicked out to make the save. Lawson now, straight down, blocked by Mason. Mason right down back to Lawson. She makes the save, and those two are going back and forth along the left side. Mason and Lawson playing tennis over here. They're both up to the task, making the stops. Now Lawson will go cross court, but that'll go wide. Kalia Lama rolls it forward down the middle. Hernandez there to make the save for the Blazers. Gives it to Asia Miller, who's got all 3 goals for Atlanta. She's looking for that same spot, but Lama's there to block it out. Equipment check timeout on the near end of the court. Over in Gym 1, the Honeybees have now gone in front 5-0 on the Maryland Minx in the other women's semifinal. Mason with the shot, popped up off the feet, off the crossbar and over the net. Hernandez got her feet on that one, deflected off the crossbar and over, so no goal. Score remains 3-2 Blazers. Miller down, it popped into the air off of Zabel, but Lama's able to swat it, keep it out of the net. Zabel just dumps it out. Cross-court shot by Miller, blocked out by Mason. Mason shot there, down, blocked by Lawson. Lawson rolls it across. Karen Zabel there to make the stop. Zabel backs up, looking for the gap. Hernandez, oh, it climbs over Lawson and in. Karen Zabel has tied it for the Sirens on a shot that climbed over the defense of the Blazers. And that'll be a timeout for the Blazers after that tying goal by Karen Zabel. 4:45 to go in the first half. We got a good one here in this semifinal. Check of the other semifinal. It's now 6-0 Honeybees over the Maryland Minx in the first half. Action resumes. Asia Miller now on the right wing, throws it down, blocked by Mason. Mason trying to find it, she does. Backs up. Rolls one down the middle. Cassandra Hernandez with the stop. Hernandez return throw, blocked by Zabel. Lama now tries the gap. Hernandez slides over. At her center position, makes the save. Allie Lawson on the left wing now, throws it down, blocked by Mikaela Lama. Lama, return throw to the middle, blocked by Hernandez. She'll pass it off to Miller. A little bit of a sloppy pass, Miller has it though. Going gap, stopped by the feet of Zabel. Karen backs to the net. Throws one down to the right side. Allie Lawson there to make the stop. Lawson quick return throw. Zabel dives over. Gives it to Michaela Lama. Return throw, blocked by Hernandez. Hernandez is down, blocked there by Mason. Juliana Mason rolls it down the middle, blocked by Hernandez. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half. We're tied at 3. Asia Miller down the middle, stopped by the body of Karen Zabel. Big bounce ball from Mason, diving to make the save is Miller. Miller backs up from the right wing, throws it to the center, stopped by Zabel. Mason now with it, straight down, blocked by the feet of Miller. Hands it to Lawson. Ellie Lawson's shot down the line, out of bounds, 2.5 to go here in the first half. Michaela Lama, return shot, stopped by Lawson. Lawson's shot, stopped by Lama. Lama's return throw, and it's going to get by. And Michaela Lama, a little miscommunication on the Blazers side as both Hernandez and Lawson didn't even move for that one, and it just went cleanly into the goal. And the Sirens have gone in front 4-3. Asia Miller, cross court, stopped by Zabel. And official timeout for an equipment check. Gym 1, the other semifinal. The Minx are on the board. It's 6-1 Honeybees. There's a shot by Mason to the center, and that one gets through. Sirens are on a roll now, 5-3. Asia Miller, cross court from the right wing, out of bounds. Lama's shot, stopped there by Hernandez. And substitution timeout before Lawson could throw that one. Sandra Hernandez coming out, and she'll be replaced by Sarah Folsom. Play resumes. Miller's shot down the line is out of bounds. Lama rolls it down the line. That's out. Shot there by Zabel. Lama's return throw, blocked by Miller. Miller's shot blocked by Lawson. It's going to be Mason's shot blocked by Lawson. Miller's return throw goes out of bounds. We're under a minute to go now, first half. Michaela Lama tries to go down the line, out of bounds. Ball dropped into Asia Miller, who has all 3 goals for the Blazers. She goes down the line. Kalyalama blocked that one out. Mason, cross court, stopped by Miller. Folsom pats the ball, gives it to Asia Miller on the left wing. Looking for the gap, but Zabel dives over to make the save. Cameron Zabel down the middle, blocked by Folsom. And out of bounds. 18 seconds to go, first half. Lawson looking for the gap, stopped by Zabel. Trickles over the half-court line. Ball over to the Blazers with 10 seconds to go, first half. Lawson's shot blocked by Mason. 5 seconds to go. See if she can get, not going to be able to get a shot off here in time. And the first half comes to a close with the Sirens roaring back to take a 5-3 lead on the Atlanta Blazers. We'll be back with the second half after a quick break. Welcome back in for the second half of this women's semifinal. Sirens out in front of the Atlanta Blazers 5-3 as we begin the final 10 minutes. Sirens will start with the ball closest to the camera as Ileana Mason takes it. Mason straight down, blocked there by Asia Miller. Quick return throw to the gap. Karen Zabel dives over to make the stop. Mason going cross court, blocked out by Miller. That one was heading for the post. Would have been close going in or out. And ball dropped into Miller. She looks to get the Blazers back in this one. Down 2. Cross court gap shot, stopped by the feet of Zabel. Mason with it, looking for the gap, gets past the center, but Allie Lawson backing up. Lawson goes cross court, Zabel all over the court in the center for the Sirens, makes that save. Kalia Lama rolls it down, stopped by Asia Miller. Miller down the line and in. That's the same spot she scored. At least three of her goals have been in that corner. And it's 5-4. Mason looking to react quickly, but that's cross-court shot is kicked out by Allie Lawson. Lawson rolls it down, sliding save by Mason. Mason to the gap, it gets through the gap and in. Ileana Mason responds for the Sirens. And it's 6-4. Over in Gym 1, Honeybees comfortably in front of the Minx 9-1. Looks like they're going to advance to the gold medal game. To face the winner of this one, still to be decided. 8:40 to go. Sirens up 6-4 on the Blazers. Mason's shot stopped there by Lawson. Allie Lawson goes cross court, out of bounds. Kalia Lama backs up, rolls it down the line. Stopped by Asia Miller. Miller's cross-court shot, blocked there by Mason. Out of bounds. Mason bounce ball to the gap, blocked there by Lawson. Lawson's return throw, blocked by Mason. Mason shot gets through the defense, and it's 7-4 Sirens. Atlanta looking to respond here to keep it close as we tick under 8 minutes. Lawson's shot to the middle is able there to make the save. Karen Zabel, right down, blocked by Sarah Folsom. Hands it off to Asia Miller. Miller straight down, Lama with the save. It's trickling towards half court, and they're going to let it go over. And the Blazers will have another shot here. Miller cross court to the post, pushed out by Ileana Mason. Bounce ball down by Mason. That gets past Folsom, and Mason has scored again. And the Sirens have now doubled up the Blazers 8-4 with 7:11 to go. Timeout Blazers. As they try to stem the tide here. They had got within one, but 3 goals from the Sirens have opened it back up. Over in Gym 1, still 9-1 Honeybees. Out in front of the Minx. Back to action, 7:08 to go, and Asia Miller tries to go gap, stopped by the feet of Mason. Mason return throw, pops off of Miller and in. Ileana Mason is putting on a show now. It's 9-4. Miller looking to respond. Karen Zabel right there to make the stop. Zabel rolls it down. Folsom with the save. Gives it to Lawson on the left wing. Lawson rolls it down. Zabel with the save. Gives it to Lama. Lama down. Blocked by Lawson. Lawson's return throw out of bounds. Mason looking for the gap. Lawson gets her feet over to make the save. Passes it over to Miller. Miller smooth ball down the middle. Zabel with the save. Gives it to Mason. Mason down the middle, blocked by Folsom. Folsom pats the ball, hands it to Miller on the right wing. Miller straight down, Mason there to make the save. Blocked out of bounds, 5:51 to go. 9-4, Sirens out in front of the Blazers. Mason down the line, out of bounds. Whistle blows, it's Miller. Bounce ball straight down, blocked by Mason. Substitution timeout for the Sirens. Natalia Lama will check out for the Sirens, and Annika Ottaway-Velder will come in. 5:39 on the clock. Blazers trail the Sirens 9-4. The other semi in Gym 1, it's 10-1 Honeybees. We'll see if that one can go the distance or whether there'll be a 10-goal mercy rule. Play resumes. It's Mason with the bounce ball down, blocked by Miller. Ball over to the Sirens. Ileana Mason down the middle, gets over Folsom and in. That will make it 10-4. Sirens out in front. That's 5 unanswered goals by the Sirens. Lawson shot blocked by Zabel. Zabel's return throw popped up off of Lawson and Folsom. Kept out. Substitution for the Blazers on the far end of the court. It's going to be Cassandra Hernandez checking back in, replacing Sarah Folsom. Play resumes. Asia Miller lines up by the left post, runs into that one, stopped by Zabel in center. Mason bounce ball down the middle. Hernandez there to block it. Hernandez down the middle. That one goes wide. Ottaway Velder now from the right wing. Rolls it cross court. That one will travel out of bounds. Lawson straight down, blocked by Mason, out of bounds. Liliana Mason, bounce ball pops up off of Hernandez and in. Mason scores again. It's 11-4. Miller down the line. That one's out. Equipment check timeout on the far end. 4:22 to go. Sirens have opened it up after the Blazers cut the lead to 5-4. It's been all Sirens. 6 unanswered goals. And it's 11-4. Ottaway Velder's shot kind of slips out of her hands, goes out of bounds. It'll be over to the Blazers. Asia Miller, bounce ball, stopped by the feet of Karen Zabel. She hustles after it, catches it before midcourt, throws it back to Mason. Mason cross-court shot, blocked by Miller. Cassandra Hernandez takes it, rolls it down. Zabel with the save. Gives it to Ottaway Velder. Velder straight down, blocked by Hernandez. Hands it to Miller on the left wing. Straight down, popped up off Ottaway Velder. She gathers it in. 3.5 to go. Velder rolls it down. Hernandez there to make the save. Miller's shot stopped there by Zabel. Mason return throw, blocked by Miller. Lawson down, blocked there by Mason. Cross-court shot, Miller's there. 3 minutes to go. Bounce ball by Miller, stopped by Zabel. Mason from the left wing bounces it down the middle off of Hernandez, goes over to Miller on the left wing. Miller straight down, blocked by Ottaway Velder. Timeout on the court, 2:31 to play, 11-4. Sirens in front. And over in the other gym, it has just ended. The Honeybees with an 11-1 win over the Maryland Minx. And the Honeybees will be playing for gold against the winner of this one, looking like the Sirens. And the Maryland Minx will play for bronze. Play resumes. Miller cross court, blocked by Zabel. Asia Miller bounces it towards the gap. Zabel there again. It's going to roll across to Mason. Mason throws it down the middle. Hernandez with the save. Sandra Hernandez rolls it. Ottaway Velder with the stop. Under 2 minutes to play now. Velder rolls it across the court. Ellie Lawson there. Lawson across the court. Ottaway Velder makes the stop. Siren substitution. As Karen Zabel will come out and Adiana Brennan checks back in. 1:42 on the clock. Mason shot stopped by Lawson. Lawson return throw blocked by Mason. Mason down the middle, blocked there by Hernandez. Sandra Hernandez cross court, blocked there by Mason. Gives it to Adiana Brennan playing center now. Brennan shot down, blocked by Hernandez as we hit the 1 minute mark to go. Miller, bounce ball, and that'll go off the legs of Brennan and in. Asia Miller finally gets one back for the Blazers. It's now 11-5. Ottaway Velder rolls it from the right wing, stopped by Hernandez. Ellie Lawson straight down, sliding stop by Mason. Mason's return shot stopped by Lawson. 30 seconds to go. And that one is blocked by Mason on the throw from Miller. Juliana Mason, big bounce ball down the middle. Hernandez with the stop. One more throw here for the Blazers. It'll be Asia Miller to take it. Throws that a gap shot again, but Brennan's there to make the save. 4 seconds to go. She can't find it, but time's going to run out. And the Sirens advance to the gold medal game with an 11-5 win over the Atlanta Blazers. Blazers will play for bronze against the Maryland Minx. The Sirens will face the New Jersey Honeybees for gold. And we'll get into the men's semifinals right after this. And it will be the Texas Rattlesnakes against the BSO Johns. And we're going to have Tim Dornbrock call that game for you. So stay tuned. We'll take a quick break and be back.
We are getting ready for the first of 2 simultaneous men's semifinal matches to begin this 8:50 a.m. slot. Gym 2 will feature the BSO Johns here on the near side, led by Andy Jinks and Jason Capati. They'll be facing off with Jim Debus and the Texas Rattlesnakes. The BSO Johns, the only team to make it out of Pool B. And, of course, yours truly, sitting here with my teammate Jim Sanchez, the only team not to make it out of Pool A. So, not a fun place to be sitting, but glad to be here anyway. 1 second. And we're back! Welcome back to Gym 2. My longtime teammate Jim Sanchez joining me tonight, this morning, whatever it is. Jim, what are you looking for in this one?
Well, Tim, I think that these are 2 pretty good teams that have both made their way out of competition in the pool game and are now facing each other. I believe that the Johns probably have an edge offensively, but these Texas Rattlesnakes have played a rather aggressive game defensively, and I'm looking forward to the matchup and to see what the difference in strategies are going to be with these 2 seemingly different rosters, but who have both made it this far in this tournament.
Zach Arambula has been really stout in the middle, playing a really good game for these Rattlesnakes, and Debus and Lopez have certainly been backing him up well. They're finding goals when they need them for the most part, so I think the key for them will be just slowing down this Johns offense and frustrating them enough to the point. I believe the Johns probably come into this feeling like they should be able to handle this one fairly easily and win by a decent margin, not have to sweat it out too much. So I think if Texas can really keep this close, then they might be able to find a mistake or 2 on the Johns side to take advantage of.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely don't think that the Rattlesnakes want to let this one get out of hand. So if you see a lot of scoring early, could get away from them pretty quick. But if they can hold it down, that defense, start the game, keep it close going into halftime, we might have a good one on our hands.
It's funny, I think there's a lot of teams that enter tournaments, and if you told them they were going to be in the bronze medal game, they'd probably be excited about that on their way in. But at the same time, once you find yourself in this semifinal matchup, it's that attitude of you're all dressed up and you got here, so you might as well dance. And so I imagine while the Rattlesnakes certainly wouldn't feel bad about leaving here with a medal of any color, I have to imagine that they are excited to be in this semifinal position. And there's an awful lot of players that will tell you that the semifinal always feels like it has maybe a little bit more pressure on it than even a final sometimes, because once it's just you and one other team out there, it sort of gets simpler for a lot of players, and you know you're walking away with some kind of hardware, but you've got a game in that final where you really can just let it all hang and see what you've got, because either way it's your last game of the tournament. So these semifinals, I would agree as a player, I think the semifinal just comes with some more pressure than the medal round, or than the final medal rounds do.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can both speak from experience that once you get to this point, you've made it past the pool, you've made it past the quarters. No matter what your previous expectations were going into it, now that you're here, you have an opportunity. Like you said, you're all dressed up, ready to go. So this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to a very good competitive game and a lot of action.
7 seconds till the buzzer here as the officials do the final eye shade checks. We'll get ready for play here in Gym 2. If you're looking for the Manicores playing the New York Empire, that is going on in Gym 1 right now, so simply switch over to the other live feed. I believe Mary Bai Hu King is still in there running that table. We'll slide over there for the gold medal games. No disrespect to the other semifinal, but I really don't know why. It was kind of a coin flip for me, but this is the one I wanted to see, so thought I'd come over here and bring this one to you guys. Looks like the Johns will start with surprise, surprise. Andy Jinks, Jason Capati, and Mike Coughlin with Josh Schwartz on the bench. I'm not 100% sure looking through the net here at the other side, but I know the Rattlesnakes have pretty much gone exclusively with Debus Lopez and Arambula. Arambula mostly holding down the center with Debus and Lopez swapping sides frequently through the game. So we're a little closer to the action here in Gym 2, so I'll do my best to keep it quiet and keep it consistent in here. But we have the buzzer. The teams are on the floor with their eye shades set. Jinx gets one last drink over by the bench. Since the teams stopped switching sides, we've seen more and more teams pick their side of the floor at the coin toss as opposed to picking throwing or defending. And here in the Smyrna Community Center, both gyms do seem to have a preference for most players in selecting table left an awful lot. It keeps you away from the doors and a little further away from all of the foot traffic that comes in and out of these games. So I have to imagine the Rattlesnakes probably won this toss. And as the table side official announces in the game, this one will be presided over by Dave Wilburn. And I'm not sure who we've got on the other side, but we'll figure it out eventually.
Let's play some goalball, Timmy.
Jinx with the ball. Ball inbound into the Johns. Jinx will step into his 3-hole. He'll fire a skipping shot into the middle. This one knocked up in the air by Aaron Bula. And the ball is loose, but found finally by Lopez, who will just drop it out of bounds. That one got popped forward, and I don't think the Rattlesnakes communicated very well. Aaron Bula making a joke about a cup check, and I don't think Lopez ever knew that the ball was loose. It was hanging out around his feet. Just drops it out of bounds, and this one is going to be kicked across by Divas. Andy Jinx picks this one up. He fires it across court, and it's just booted out of bounds across court by Jim Debus. Stretches into that gap. Debus now retrieving the ball. Debus will throw out of his 9. He will fire a chopping shot into the middle. This one collected by Coughlin. Coughlin drops to Capote. Capote will move to his right wing position, and he will fire a skipping shot again into the body of Aaron Bula, who's equal to it again. He will slide forward, grab this one, and bring it all the way back to Lopez. Lopez will turn, and he will fire from his 3-hole, firing across Coughlin's body, but only finding Capote in the gap. Capote will move forward for it to drop it back to Coughlin. Coughlin, the lefty, will step back to the net. He will fire this one, just a low skipping shot, easy enough for Lopez to retrieve, and he will drop back to his center in a mirroring move. The center will fire. Aaron Bula's shot goes just wide of Capote's post, and Andy Jinx will come over as a rover. Will he take the ball? Yes, he will, from Capote, and he will run back to his side, squeaking all the way. Debus boots this ball in the air, and it's going to go up and over, and I believe that is blocked out, not ball over. Only just. Lopez with the ball. Lopez will turn. He'll fire across Coughlin's body again, pop it up, and that one will go in, and Texas will take our first goal of the game. A very nice shot there by Lopez, catching just the hands of Coughlin, and quiet is called for again. Not a lot of cheering in this gym. Not a lot of spectators right now. Got to imagine a lot of people are in that first gym. Capote will try to even the score. He'll find only the feet of Aaron Bula. Aaron Bula will drop to Debus. Texas now leading 1-0. A minute and 30 seconds into this semifinal. This one goes wide of Jinx's hands and the post, and it'll be inbounded back to Jinx. Capote comes over for a chat, but goes home empty-handed. Jinx will fire from his spot, firing a looping shot into the middle. This one popped up and loose, but the Texas defense slides backwards and collects that ball in front of them. Center Aaron Bula will turn. He will fire across. Looking for the 1-hole, finding only the chest of Capote. I'll remember these names one day. Capote with the ball. He'll step into the gap close to his center stick. Turn, fire a skipping shot. This one, ball kind of dies a little bit. Neither of these teams look like they're really getting a ton of action on the ball yet the way they want to. Still getting a little loose here on a Sunday morning. Jim Debus will boot this one, he'll chop this one across the face of Coughlin, and it just goes off of his feet, but Jinx is there to back him up. Collects the ball, fires a skipping shot in, and this one goes off the feet of Lopez, and Jinx has tallied the first goal for the Johns. Score is 1-1 with 7:40 left here in the first half. Lopez off the feet of Coughlin, but it remains on the ground. Then Jinx collects. Jinx turns, fires a skipping shot across the face, but really more like in the 5. Collected by Aaron Bula, who will hand off to Lopez. Lopez cutting across the face of Coughlin again. Coughlin equal to it. He will sling this one back left-handed. This one just sneaks under Jim Debus' arm. That is a tough shot. That's a tough one to give up for the veteran Debus, but it just sneaks under his armpit, and the Johns lead 2-1 now. That early spark may be being stamped out quickly for Texas. But now, as I speak, Debus slings this one off the hands of Coughlin, up over Capote, and they will even the score. I should speak negatively about teams more often because it seems to help them. Now Kapati from Andy Jinx' side now. Jinx has gone to the middle. Coughlin to the right wing. Andy taking over in the middle. Kapati going to the left wing. Now the center boots this one, fires this one across, collected by the feet of Jinx. And there is an upset child in the upper section. And play will be ceased until something changes. Jinx will turn. He'll fire a bouncing ball right into the heart of the Texas defense. Grabbed by Arambula. Arambula will turn from his 5-hole. Fire this one toward the corner of Coughlin. Just wide of Coughlin's hands and the post. This one dropped into Kapati. Kapati will rove back to his side. Runs around the center Jinx. Coughlin giving a fake throw. Kapati fires back the other way. And this one finds Twine as Debus was just a little slow to the switch there. It went across the face of Arambula. Debus not there to back him up. 3-2 Johns. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left. Lopez firing one across the face of the defense, finding the body of Coughlin. Now on the right wing, Jinx will come over from his center position to collect the ball. Coughlin will keep it. Coughlin fires a overhand left-handed shot. It skips down, but collected by Debus and handed to his center, Arambula, who will move into the 7-hole as we see it here. He'll fire directly at Jinx in the 5. Jinx will collect. He will have Kapati move aside for him so he can throw from his post. He will throw a skipping shot that finds just the legs of Arambula, who will carry the ball all the way back into a quiet handoff to Lopez. Lopez from the 3-hole, he will fire a skipping shot that is also collected there by the top hand and the knee of Kapati, who will return fire in the same spot he scored in last time, but finds Jim Debus' legs this time, equal to the task. Johns by 1. Debus from the middle. And this one will go in. And we have got a tie game again as Texas has tied it up 3-3 after Debus fires this one across the face of Jinx. Kapati just a little slow to the ball, very much like the one Debus just allowed. He returns it in kind. Jinx out of the middle. A big looping ball, and that is going to be a long ball for the big number 1 from the Johns. Finally got a little bit of action on that ball, but a little too much. Texas with a great opportunity to take the lead here again. Jinx sets up, and then he moves forward very squeakily. And this one popped up and into the net. My goodness. Jinx moved forward, his shoes squeaking all the way. Debus fired it the other way into about the 7 as he faced the net. Jinx got his hands on the ball, tipped it up, and it went in just on the corner of the net. I thought that one was going wide. It just hooked inside of the post. It is 4-3 for the Texas Rattlesnakes. Gym 1 update for you. The Manacores are leading the Empire 3-1. The score should be okay, and the score is just updated to 4-3 here in Gym 2 as the Texas Rattlesnakes lead the Johns. Lopez firing across the body of Jinx. Jinx will boot this one forward. He'll drop the ball back to Kapati. And Jinx calls timeout from the floor. Player coach Josh Schwartz steps in. Jim, what are you seeing?
You know, I really didn't expect to see this much scoring from both sides. Texas is putting up a pretty good offensive bout at the same time that they're holding down the defense enough. You see a lot of skip shots from both teams. Like you said, they're not getting as much action on the ball as they wanted up until that one that Andy Jinx threw. Wound up with the long ball penalty. But this game is definitely close enough that I believe it's leaning a little more at the moment to the Rattlesnakes' advantage.
I think you're right, James. And the update from the other side, the Manacores just allowed another goal from the New York Empire. So that game, the Manacores lead now 4-2 in Gym 1 if you want to tune into that feed this morning. But stay here because this is the tighter game. So far, by a goal. You know. Ball checked back in after Kapati throws this one toward the 1-hole. Debus will carry it all the way across to his side and throw out of his end across the face of Jinx, who is there for the ball. collecting it. He will turn, nearly colliding with Capati, but not quite, and he sends this one just wide of the post on Jim Debus' side in the 9-hole as we see the net. Debus collecting it, I believe switching with Lopez. He will fire now out of the 1. They will change defensive positions. This ball placed out of bounds by Debus, coming back onto the floor. The worst kind of out ball right there, because you still have to get hit by it. Capati will collect. Capati will fire from his gap. He'll turn, put some skip on the ball there, and Debus knocks this one forward, collected by Arambula. Arambula will step back to the net and fire out of his 3-hole as we face the offense. Jinx knocks this one forward just a bit and collects it easily. Capati will go to the center. Jinkies will fire out of his left wing position. Capati now in the center for the Johns, shifting their defense around a little bit. And then Capati will block this one in the middle, and he will return quick fire, but he is called for a high ball there. Another penalty here for the Johns, and another opportunity for Texas to remain in control and take a bigger lead.
Yeah, Capati definitely got a little bit too anxious with that, threw too close to the front line, and wound up with that penalty.
This one's sent wide, though. Harmlessly out of bounds. Jinx trying to re-enter the court by climbing over the net. Didn't really work out for him, but it was a bold strategy, Cotton. Jinx back on the floor now, entering the correct way. He'll turn, he'll fire a big looping skip ball. That one booted right out of bounds by, I believe that's still Debus over there in the corner again. Debus boots this one out. It'll be dropped in on his sideline. Texas leading 4-3 with 3:18 remaining in the first half. Lopez carries the ball as a rover, fires it across court, and just goes wide of the hands and post of Coughlin. Ball will be checked in on Coughlin's wing. He will take it. The stout number 3, left-handed serve, right into the middle. That one will be collected in the 5-6 area by Arambula, who will run it back to Lopez. Lopez slinging it across the body of Capati, who will knock this one up in the air, but Coughlin there to back him up just fine. Capati calling for an equipment check as Coughlin throws this one out of bounds on Jim Debus' side. They will now honor the equipment check. Capati will fix his eye shades. If I'm the Johns, I got to think about getting him back out of the middle. I feel like they pulled the plug on Coughlin a little too soon here. I think they're still at their best when he's running the floor from the middle and allowing Capati and Jinx to do what they do best.
Definitely an unexpected start to this. We have a lot of goal ball ahead of us, but the Rattlesnakes being up by 1, I know it doesn't seem like much, but it's a big deal.
Certainly not the way Vegas would have predicted this game. Jim Debus turning, firing into the gap. This one booted away, but collected by Coughlin. And it looks like Capati's shades are loose again. Jinx fires a skipping shot into the 9-hole, knocked out of bounds by the chest of Debus, and another equipment check here for Jason Capati. Jason is certainly an able-bodied center. He looks a little slow to the ball right now in these last couple of plays, and I know a little bit about that from yesterday. And
we don't want to talk about yesterday, Tim. Florida is here.
I'll talk about it all day. It was quite a thing. I'm too old to care anymore. But Capati resets in the center now. The ball moving into the gap. Debus with the ball. I believe. Nope, that might have been Arambula, excuse me. Now Capati will roll himself out of center. Jinx replacing him. Capati back at the left wing now. He fires this one directly into the center. And we have 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. You've got an extra timeout. You might as well burn it. Texas does here. Asking for a floor wipe. It's a squeaky floor out there, Jim.
Yeah, definitely a lot of noise coming from the shoes, but I mean, I got to tell you, Tim, do you really expect this to be like this right now? Because a 4-3 game, I mean, 4-3 with the Rattlesnakes in the lead. I know we have 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in this half, a whole other half to play ahead of time coming up, and, you know, these guys are going to start getting tired, so we might start seeing a few more goals in the second half being scored, but got to think that the Rattlesnakes are feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Yeah, I'd feel really great if I was in the driver's seat where the Rattlesnakes are at the moment. It seems like the Johns are shifting their defense around reactively, and Not really willing to stick with any one thing right now, which makes me feel like they're a little uncomfortable this morning. They might be not quite in the groove they thought they'd be. I think the scoring is about right, but if I had to guess, I would have said it would have been more like 5-2 for the Johns right now, but 4-3 for the Rattlesnakes as we sit. Certainly, again, not the way Vegas would have called it, but that's why you got to play the game. And the Rattlesnakes show their first big error of the game with a long ball collected by the hands of Jinx anyway. Jinx will take the penalty shot, and I believe this is Arambula, who is, or no, this is Debus, excuse me. So Jim Debus to defend. He's moved forward to near the high ball line, I believe. He took one side away, and he's still moved into the middle, but Jinx finds the net in about the 2-hole. Debus came up to the front, but just ended up sliding a little bit out of the way. And we have a tie game again, 4-4 with 2:02 remaining here in the first. The other gym is still 4-2 in favor of the Mana course, as Jinx will turn, fire a straight skipping shot without the spin throw. And he finds some space in the 1-2 area. Number 3, Coughlin, will take the ball from his right wing position, fire it left-handed across the face of Arambula, who will grab it with his arms, pull it back in, and he will take it out of his 7 as we face the net. This one is booted forward by the body of Coughlin. As a line out, Coughlin asks for a ball check, believing that the ball possibly could be broken.
Yeah, that mistake by the Rattlesnakes, I'm not going to say it necessarily cost them because it is a tie game, but you don't really want to give up any easy ones when you're playing a team with such offensive prowess as you have in the Johns.
Too right. Jinx firing out of his 7-hole. This one will be knocked down by a combination of Arambula and Lopez in the 4-hole. Lopez fires a skipping shot, booted up by Capati, but collected on the other side by Coughlin, easy enough. Capati showing appreciation for his teammate, and Coughlin throws this one skipping into the middle, collected there by the center, Arambula, who will step over to Lopez's side. He will turn, he will fire across the face, past the feet of Jinx, and into the body of Coughlin, who will kick it forward. Jinx collects, hands to Capati. Capati throws a skipping shot, booted out of bounds by the feet of Lopez. It'll be dropped in on Lopez's side. There in the 1-hole as we face the game. Lopez will hand off to Debus. Debus will run all the way to his 9-hole and fire this one back across, booted by the feet of Jinx, but stays on the ground, harmlessly enough, shifting out of bounds. And Coughlin collects from the line judge, hands to his center, Jinx. The tall number 1 will fire that up and down spin right to the 9-hole, but Debus there and equal to it. Not a lot in this game Debus hasn't seen. Jim Debus, the longtime veteran, the old Michigan Hurricane, longtime member of the Michigan Omega, not to mention a few Ohio teams along the way. Capati throws this one out of bounds on Lopez's side. It'll be inbounded here in the 1. Sent careening into the hands of Jinx, who will knock this one just out of bounds, causing Capati to have to make a second chance move on it. And they will move. The Johns now, with 14 seconds on the clock, will burn their free substitution here in the first half. If you're unfamiliar with the game, for the longest time, you had 3 substitutions throughout the course of the game. You now have 4 as the game has gotten a bit longer. But if you don't use one of them in the first half, you do lose it. Same thing with your timeouts. So a lot of teams now burning timeouts and subs much earlier in the game than they used to. Certainly at least using one. And the advantage here is Josh Schwartz really only has to play for a play or 2. But the Johns get a stoppage, which can be a great time to score, as Jinx fires this one into the cut gap on the 3 side. Knocked out of bounds, 6.6 seconds left, so Schwartz will have to defend one shot. Schwartz on the left wing, Andy Jinx in the middle. This one's skipping to Jinx. He will knock it down easily enough. Return fire as the clock buzzes out for the first half. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new game for the second half, as this one is tied at 4. Probably not the way a lot of people thought this was going to go.
No, definitely not, Tim. I really did think that the Johns had a pretty good advantage when it comes to this one, but the Rattlesnakes are putting up an excellent fight. I am a little concerned about the Johns' defensive lineup. You mentioned it earlier, moving Coughlin out of center pretty early in the game, and it just looks like there's a bit of a gap between either Jinx or Kabaddi when either one of them are in the middle and their two wings. I also think that the Rattlesnakes had an interesting opportunity there with Schwartz coming into game. If they had relayed that properly from the bench, might have wanted to attack that line, that one shot they had there, but it didn't happen. So we're sitting here tied, and I'm looking forward to a good second half because this could either wind up being a defensive holdout from both teams, or given the fact that they're both playing hard, getting a little tired, we might start seeing a little bit more scoring in this second half.
Update from Gym 1. I don't know if it's play looks to still be continuing. I don't know if they've entered the second half yet or not. I don't think so, but it is 6-4 now in favor of the Manacores. So New York Empire really hanging in there and making this one a game. It was 5-4 in favor of the Manacores, but Manacores finding one more very recently, and the score going to a 2-goal lead again for that lineup. So both semifinal games, I think, were looked at initially as matches that could end up being blowouts, or at least games that would be handled fairly quickly.
What's up, Jim?
And in this case, we have a tie game. So this second half should be an awful lot of fun. 1:16 left in halftime. We'll be right back.
All right, here we go.
And we're back! Ladies and gentlemen, the score here still 4-4. Manacores have found another goal in Gym 1, and it's currently 7-4 in favor of the Manacore team. But here, to begin the second half, we are still playing 10-minute halves here at this particular regional. I don't know if they'll go to 12 for the medal games or not, but they've stuck with 10 the whole way through this weekend, so I believe the Johns began with the ball in the first half, so we are going to see Texas get the opening shot of this second half.
Here we go, Timmy. Another half of ball. We got a tie game. Let's see who can wind up taking the advantage here. One of these teams is going to have to find something to get the upper hand.
As we suspected, the Johns putting Coughlin right back in, but they're going to begin with Andy in the middle, Coughlin at right, and Kapati at left. Texas with their same lineup. Lopez will collect the ball from the middle, and he will fire from the one as we face the net. This one's skipping into the body of Jinx in the 4-5 area. That'll be a ball over. Quick turnover there by the Johns, giving the Texas team another quick opportunity. Now Aaron Bula with the ball, firing out of the middle, fired across, collected by the feet of Jinx. Jinx will turn, he'll bring it back toward Kapati, but he will take it himself. Fire a skipping shot into the corner of Lopez, whose body is equal to the task. He'll collapse on the ball, bring it right back to Aaron Bula, who will fire out of the middle, but he will fire very wide of the post. That one going out of bounds well before the team area. Coughlin collects from his side, hands to Capati, who will rove back to his spot at the left wing. That could have been a noise penalty. That was, as their footsteps just crossed over a bit too much. Coughlin called for the noise penalty, so a great opportunity here for Texas to take over. Coughlin trying the fake throw, but he was absolutely nowhere near done running when Capati began his motion. That is usually what they look for. If one of you stops before the other one begins, it's all good, but not in this case. Debus with the ball, and this one will be blocked out of bounds by Coughlin. An excellent effort on his part, lining up on the goal line in the wrong gap. Debus putting it in a pretty good spot to score, but Coughlin moving all the way to the ball there, and will remain 4-4.
That's a missed opportunity there for the Rattlesnakes.
Absolutely is. You really want to shoot for the 1 and the 9 in a lot of these situations, but penalty shots now that illegal defense doesn't occur until the high ball line. A little confusion, down there on the Rattlesnake side, and they end up with a timeout here after finally collecting the ball. But, for the longest time, penalty shot shooters were told to really focus on the 1 and the 9, but with so many guys now being able to move up toward the high ball line, really cut off angles in a steeper way, picking a side of the court and trying to take it away a little bit more often, or in a few different ways. I still think the 1 and the 9 are the ways to go if you can hit those shots, but either way there, Debus kind of throwing a cross gap. And, just found too much of the court, and Coughlin had time to get there. Blocking that one out of bounds.
I would have thought at this point I would have seen a little bit of fatigue from these two teams, but it looks to be like they're still playing very aggressively defensively and offensively, moving around pretty good. So that is good to see for good competitive goal ball.
100%. We'll see if that's still true in the next 8 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. Capati blocks this one out of bounds, bodies up on it. Capati will start from his left wing. A little chatter from Texas. Capati firing a skipping ball down the line. Lopez there for it. Capati looks to me like he's not quite getting the action on the ball that he wants yet. We'll see if he loosens up as the second half goes on. Jinx out of the middle. He'll take the ball in this tie game. Up and over. Firing a bouncing ball. Grabbed there by Arambula. He will take it out of his center. Texas making noises on the floor I've never heard grown men make. But why not? Might as well have fun. Coughlin, the left-handed number 3, will sling this one into the gap, but collected by Arambula. He will hand calmly off to Debus. Debus will go to his post in the 9-hole. Debus will turn. He'll twist. He'll fire. And over a bouncing shot. That one hitting the ankles of Jinx. Rattling for just a second, but collected easily enough by the tall number 1. He'll move over to Coughlin's spot, and he will fire a skipping shot down the line, looking for that corner, nearly getting it too, but Debus still there fast enough. 8 minutes remaining in this second half of the semifinal. Still tied at 4. Looks like Manacores are beginning to break away. 8-4 in the other gym. That ball knocked forward. Coughlin will go to retrieve it, almost all the way up to the front. And Capati ends up being the receiver of that pass that was offline for Jinx. Capati will fire this one down the line. Gap to gap. Finding the body of Lopez. Lopez will collect from the line judge. He'll turn. He'll fire this one well out of bounds, though. Didn't quite get himself oriented there. And another goal for the Manacores. And the other gym is opening up even wider. It's 9-4 now in favor of the Manacores. That one's starting to get broken open. The way Vegas probably thought it would, but you've got to admire the New York Empire and Jerron Black and what they've been able to do this weekend. He's getting an awful lot out of his ball players.
Yeah, they did a pretty decent job handling us yesterday, Tim. So,
they certainly did. And they did an excellent job in our pool. And it gives you a lot of pride, you know. Sure, we're the only team not to make it out of Pool A, but, the other 3 did. So I guess we had a tough pool this week. And Jinx will run to the middle. He will spin. A hooking sweep shot that skips into the body of Lopez. Lopez collects. Lopez will turn. He will fire. This one collected by Jinx in the middle. Jinx will hand off to Capati. Capati collecting. He will fire into the gap. This one found by the center, Arambula, who will hand off to Debus. Debus fires a chopping shot across the face of Jinx, but his arms are there and equal to it. Now Jinx will fire another shot. I'll bet it's a big looper, and what do you know, it is. And heads towards Divas, but he pops it up and forward, keeps the ball in front of him, chases it out of bounds, almost, but collects on the out-of-bounds line. Divas fires across court, but just wide of Capote on his left wing position. Going out of bounds at about the front line. Capote turns serve, and my goodness, that was a little creeping changeup that almost threw the Rattlesnakes for a loop, but Aaron Bula there knocks it out of bounds. We've crossed into the crossed over 3 minutes gone here in the second half. 6:48 remaining on the clock. Capote throwing off the whistle. He will fire a skipping shot into the body of Lopez. Lopez will step inside, have Aaron Bula move away for him. He'll fire a skipping shot. That one goes through the ankles of Jinx, but Coughlin is there for it. Coughlin slings this one sidearm, and they'll call that one high. It did float out of his hand just a touch, so a great opportunity here for the Rattlesnakes to take back over.
They had an opportunity like this just a couple minutes ago, but weren't able to capitalize. Let's see if they can give him a better shot on this one.
Two right. Divas with the ball again. Divas will go to all the way to the right as we face the ball. Throw this one across the body of Coughlin. That one is in. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the cardinal sin. Jim Divas may have committed a noise penalty, or they have stopped it for noise. The refs are deliberating now. I'm not sure which one. If it's a noise penalty, this is a reverse. If it's noise outside, which there was some, no, that is a noise penalty, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a big error to commit a penalty on a penalty. You have just reversed this. This could be a 2-point swing here, Tim.
Could be. Now Jinx with the ball. Coughlin with a fake run. Jinx fires, and he will find the net in the one hole, and the Johns retake the lead, 5-4.
In a close match like this, that could be a deciding factor. Obviously, we have 6:30 left, but
The Johns take their second lead of the game, leading now 5-4, 6:29 remaining. Still plenty of goalball left to be played. I gotta tell you, Capote doesn't quite look 100%. I'd be interested to get a comment from him after the game, see if he's dealing with something right now. Then again, he might not tell us till after the tournament's over anyway. So, but yeah, I feel like Capote's not quite getting the same pop and chop on that shot that he was. I appreciate it, Boyle. Jim, you got some love on the comments as well from old Justin Chan.
Oh, thank you very much, Justin.
Yeah, the ball coming out of the middle here from Aaron Bula. Aaron Bula fires. Jinx collects with his ankles. Jinx will turn. He will hand off to Capote. Capote giving it what he's got right now. He will turn and fire this one straight shot, which has weirdly become a changeup now in this game. Lopez firing across. This one popped up by Coughlin, but harmlessly floats out of bounds. And the Manacores, if they hadn't already, had broken it wide open, beating the Empire now 11-4. Leading the Empire now 11-4. Excuse me. Capote will sweep. He will throw it across the face of Aaron Bula, who will collect. Rattlesnakes just got to keep playing their game. Play mistake-free goalball. Divas fires one across. This one popped up by Jinx, but collected as his eye shades pop all the way off.
My shades flew right off of there, Andy Jinx. I can know that feeling.
Always good. The old spring-loaded eye shades gag is always fun. The Johns requesting yet another floor wipe. I gotta tell you, if they just stopped sweating, this wouldn't be a problem.
Easier said than done, buddy. Easier said than done.
That's what I've heard.
Rattlesnakes need to be very careful not to start pushing too much too early. That's where mistakes come in. So it's only a 1-point game. If they just keep playing their game, they should still have a chance.
5:28 remaining on the clock, so we are nearing the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time to allow the Johns to give you a mistake or two. Plenty of time to continue to hammer away with some shots that have been working. If I'm their coach right now, I'd tell them really to keep the ball out of the middle. I think I'd go for more of the cut gaps and try to get the wings going one way and then hit them another. Andy's holding down the middle with the skip shots pretty well as he fires this one across the face of Arambula, but finds only the body of Lopez. Arambula retrieves. He will drop it back to Lopez. Lopez will drift to our left, fire this one into the corner toward Capote. And I think that's what I would do if I were them. Really go after Coughlin and Capote at this point, as long as Jink is going to insist on plugging up the middle. Really make those wings work. Capote slings this one looking for the one hole behind Lopez, but it'll go just wide. Lopez bringing the ball in, handing it off to Jim Debus. Jim Debus will take the sweep, and he will turn and fire. That's a skipping shot into the body of Capote. That rhymes, but didn't really mean for it to. Jinx will take the ball out of the middle. Hey, diddle diddle, and fire this one toward the corner of Debus, and he will be there, knocking that one out of bounds. The ball inbounded on Debus' side as he awaits the line judge, I think.
Looks like we have a stoppage in play here, but I'm not sure why. The referees have not made any kind of a call.
No, they're discussing something with the line judge, I think. Or adjusting the net, yeah. Small adjustment on the Rattlesnake side as the ball is inbounded to Debus in the 9-hole. He'll step inside, move to his gap. He will look to fire this ball on that side. This one goes just past the feet of Jinx. Coughlin boots it forward. An excellent pass from Coughlin's feet to Jinx's back. Jinx will fire a skipping shot, grabbed by Arambula, who will collect in the middle, and he will fire again. Having Debus move aside, he'll fire from that 7 area. This one off the chest of Capote and out of bounds. 4:19, 18 remaining in this second half. It was 19. My eyes did not deceive me. Capote, a big looping shot. Kept down by Arambula. He will hand to Debus. Debus has got to start making his best shots here. Debus will turn fire, pushing that 10-second clock a little bit, but Jinx there to knock the ball down. Timeout for the Johns, leading by 1 here with 3:57 remaining in the second.
It's coming up on time where the Rattlesnakes are going to have to start pushing on this a little bit. I think they're taking too long with the shot clock. Debus needs to start hitting more feet and hands and less chests out here. If not, we're looking at a pretty good defensive showing from the Johns, despite the fact that it's very close to the end of the game. They've been playing really hard, so I'd expect fatigue, but I'm not really seeing it.
The other gym appears to be a little bit ahead of us this morning, and just went final on the other side. The Manicores have punched their ticket into the final here, beating the New York Empire 11-5. Jinx throwing off the whistle here. This one into the body of Lopez in about the 2-3 area. Lopez will boot this one. Oh, excuse me, that's Debus having switched sides. This is a ball over. Capote collects. He will throw off the whistle. Texas seems to be the team that needs to pick up the pace, but the Johns are the ones doing it, trying to apply a little bit more pressure, maybe make some more room. Jinx collects this ball in the middle. From the center, Arambula. Jinx. He will turn. He'll fire a skipping shot across the body. This one popped up really high by Arambula, but Lopez there behind him to sweep that one up. Very high shot there. Coughlin pops this one up and out of bounds easily enough. Off the chest of Coughlin, 3:21 remaining here in the second. You still have 3 timeouts if you're Texas. You need to take them. You need to use them strategically here. Coughlin chops this one into the middle, collected by Arambula. Arambula will hand off to Debus. Debus now playing on the right wing. Our left. He'll shot a shot. Goes just wide out of bounds on Capote's side. Never really threatening the net. Jinx will come over to collect from Capote. He will move back toward the middle. Jinkies firing a skipping ball. This one is booted by Lopez on... No, excuse me, that's Debus now. They have switched back. Booted by his legs and all the way across behind his center and out of bounds in front of Lopez, who will collect from the line judge. Turn and fire a shot into the gap. Jinx there, staying upright. Collects the ball. Capote firing across. He finds only Arambula in the middle. Arambula Arambula will move all the way over to Lopez's post and throw out of the one. This one kicked forward, and that'll be a turnover by Jinx as he boots this one hard over the line.
Rattlesnakes are using too much time on the shot clock. They need to start pushing the pace a little bit.
They are. And if I'm their coaching staff, I'm really going to start looking for a way to, although I don't think they have a sitting coach, I'm going to start using my stoppages. Really see if you can make something happen. That was a nice shot down the line, except that it started out of bounds. So really hard to score when you begin the ball out of bounds. Jinx firing now from his post, or excuse me, from his gap, finding the body of Debus. And Arambula runs all the way forward, brings it all the way back to Lopez, who will fire a skipping shot right to the body of Jinx, who will collect easily in the 5. Now Coughlin out of the middle. Coughlin will skip this one out of bounds, throwing it away harmlessly, giving the Texas team a full 10-second clock to work with. 2 minutes remain in the first half. Second half, excuse me. 2 minutes remain in the game. Really nice chop shot there by Debus, but collected by the fingertips of Jinx in front of Capati. Jinx will collect. He will fire from his center position. That one's stuffed by the feet of Arambula. We've only had one goal in the second half so far. Really good sound goal ball so far. These guys are really gutting it out. Debus will sling one across the face, but into the big body of Jinx in the middle. The Rattlesnakes are just hitting too much 5 right now. They've really got to make some of these other guys work. This one blocked out of bounds by Debus, and he'll take yet another shot unless he's got a rover now. Looks like Arambula is going to come get the ball and move back toward the middle. Arambula with the shot. He'll stride back to the back center, and he will turn. He will fire a big skipping shot into the body of Jinx, again hitting directly on the 5. Jinx's decision to move into the middle proves to be a good one, as the Rattlesnakes just seem to insist on throwing the ball there. Lopez fires this one across the body, but this one finds the arms of Jinx, making him work a little bit there, but still covering up Capati well. Capati firing a skipping shot, and that one that one is kept in front of Arambula. Less than a minute left now. 47 seconds remain. Capati knocks this one out of bounds from Lopez. 45. Texas, this is where a coach would come in really handy. They have 3 timeouts. They have subs that they have not touched. Well, they don't have anybody to sub in and out, but the point is Texas still has at least 3 timeouts. There's 41 seconds remaining. Jinx with the ball in the 5. Fires a skipping shot toward Debus. Debus's chest equal to that one, knocking that one straight out of bounds. 30-some seconds left.
We have not had a goal in actual gameplay yet in the second half. The only goal was on a penalty shot.
That's correct. No even strength goals here in the second half. A great sign for defensive lovers. Finally, Texas taking a timeout. They're going to discuss this one a little bit with about 28 seconds remaining in this game, with the Johns leading by 1, looking to punch their ticket for a final dance with the Manacores. Next up in this gym is going to be the gold medal game of the men's bracket, the C bracket, if you will. The bronze medal game. Bronze medal game from that. It'll be the boys from the USA team who are, in their coach's words, basically here for practice, but getting some really, really good experience against some men's teams. And is that it? Okay. And so, yeah, it'll be the USA team playing the pool team, which I believe means that the gold medal match in the next gym over is going to be all Atlanta. So that'll be an awfully fun one to watch. Probably getting underway here soon. The ball from Debus. Eaten up in the middle by Jinx. And with 21 seconds remaining, the Johns will take a timeout. Why not? They will set up a play here designed to kill enough clock to make it so that Texas will only get one more shot on the net. So Texas had better have their thing in mind for what they want to do there, but they need to stop this ball first.
I gotta admit, Tim, I did not expect that this was going to be such a good game. This has been really fun to watch. Decent scoring, but a lot of excellent defense in the second half.
It really has been. Both teams playing very sound, mistake-free goal ball. Jinx will hold the ball at the back center. 21.9 remaining on the clock. We'll see what kind of thing here Josh Schwartz and their coach Ernie were able to put together here. We'll see how much clock they can burn up. 21 seconds used to be killable in one play. Jinx showing the Rattlesnakes respect. They will block this one out of bounds. 14 seconds remaining. If you're Texas, you've got to take another timeout here. Why not? But they don't. Lopez turns, fires a skipping shot, and Jinx's body is there for it in the defensive 7 hole. Collapsing on it, and he will just hold it and send it back down. 2 and 1, and that'll be the game. They call timeout, but with less than half a second left, the refs are allowed to end the game here. Coughlin slamming the ball on the ground. Quick officials clarification. I hope no one touched the eye shades. There is literally 1 second going to be remaining on the clock here. So Texas, if they can throw off the whistle, will have one more shot. Awfully hard to hear the officials' clarification if you're Mike Coughlin slamming the ball into the ground, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I get it. The buzzer sounds, we all get excited, but there was a timeout called right beforehand, and the refs have determined that there was a second left on the clock when that timeout was called. If it's a half second or less, they are allowed to end the game.
Still really difficult to get the ball across the court in 1 second.
It is. You have to time up the whistle perfectly. And you better throw that thing hard. And it's got to be a straight goal. If it pops up, you're done. Just isn't enough time to make that happen. So here we are, 5-4 in favor of the Johns. Texas playing a heck of a game here. We'll see what they've got here in this last shot. I'm going to head over to Gym 1 after this, try to call these gold medal games, along with Mary By and whoever else is over there. Thomas Rice will be taking over in Gym 2. And it'll be a hoot, ladies and gentlemen. Darrell Walker's around here somewhere. Pretty sure he'll be looking to call a game or two. Off the whistle, and as the ball connects with, in very, very appropriate fashion, the Rattlesnakes' last ball also goes to the 5. Knocked down there by Jinx. And that's it. So we will have a final of the Johns playing against the Manticores. And a bronze medal game here in Gym 2, which is sure to be a good one between these Rattlesnakes and the New York Empire, both from Pool A, filling me with an awful lot of pride that I don't deserve at all this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say more a little bit of depression, but it is what it is.
Thanks for listening, folks. We're going to step away as the teams warm up and get set for this Pool C bronze medal game with our USA boys getting ready to compete here soon in the Youth World Games. So very exciting for them. They'll be taking on the pool team for a last bit of a tune-up with a bronze medal on the line. So it gives them a little bit of something to shoot for here while they continue to figure each other out and learn to play together. So if you're a big fan of the national team program, stay tuned for this one. I believe in the other gym we'll be having the gold medal game for Pool C. And that one might be already underway. And that one I believe is all Atlanta. So enjoy, folks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Gym 2 in Smyrna, Georgia. Welcome back to the Day 3 of the 2023 Southeast Regional Goalball Tournament here in Smyrna, Georgia. My name is Thomas Rice. I will be commentating this Pool C men's matchup with Team USA on table right and the pool team on table left. This will be the men's bronze medal game. We will go over these lineups here in just 1 minute. I would like to make one note, though. This tournament has been on an all 10-minute clock. However, for these medal matches, we will be on 12-minute clocks. So 24 minutes of total play. On table right, we have the USA boys. Starting from left to right is Hussam Atani, Tristan Brennan, and Jacob Peterson. Speaking of those USA boys, in the chat you might find that USABA is hosting a fundraiser to send this team of USA under 19 to go to Youth Worlds in Brazil. We would appreciate it on behalf of myself, the boys, and USABA if you could donate anything you can to help support and get them to Brazil for these Youth Worlds. It is super critical to the development of goalball that we give young men like these an opportunity to go compete internationally and improve their development and the spread of U.S. goalball. If you want more information, you can go to the USABA website or click on the link in the live stream chat and you can find more. And on table left, we have the pool team. Starting for the pool team today, we have from left to right, we have Sean Ransom, number 5, at left wing. Camilo Glass in the middle. And Plasticos on right. And Jacob Peterson gets first throw, first goal of the game. Hits 88, what it appeared to be. And the USA boys will go up 1-0. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what just happened. Looked like it was a penalty throw. We are unsure what the call is. However, the U.S. boys are still up 1-0, as Peterson with a big bounce ball to the 7-hole. It'll be collected by Ransom, who gives the ball to Plasticos, who's now in the middle. And number 3, Camilo Glass, is at the right wing. Atani rolls over, gets the ball from Peterson, who will take it from his 2-hole. Bounce ball. Hit like a 22, and that's going to pop off Glass and go in the goal. The USA boys team is up 2-0. These US boys most likely have a chip on their shoulder, especially after their loss yesterday in their semifinal game. This tournament definitely being a unique structure compared to most, whereas the men's bracket was only one pool. As Camilo Glass will go for the post and be wide. Tristan Brennan will get now his first opportunity to do the game. He's going to take it from the 7 stanchion. Goes with like a 76, 77. Whoa, bounce shot. Out of bounds by Tristan Brennan. Quickly pursued by him as well. Atani rolls inside towards the 5. Sets up. Very fluid motion early. Goes with the smooth ball. Hits a 55. As looks like Jefferson Plasticos will throw a high ball. As Atani will get the penalty. He rolls to his left. Jefferson Plasticos in the middle. He shifts towards the goal ball. Atani goes cross court and goes in the back of the net. Absolute perfect execution by the USA boys. Score is now 3-0. Definitely favorite shot of Atani, who I saw throw that shot many times at the 2022 High School U.S. National Championships in St. Augustine, Florida. Brennan will take another shot from the middle. Low smooth ball collected by Camilo Glass, the right wing, who will take another shot. Blocked by Brennan. It's rolling down the team line. Pursued by Brennan. Hands it off to Peterson, who needs to get rid of it quickly. Spin throw. Blocked by Ransom. Goes with the smooth ball. Gets away from Brennan, but great collection and backup from Atani. Atani, big bounce ball down the line. Loose off of Camilo Glass, number 3, the right wing. And Jefferson Plasticos with the ball. Throws it from the middle. Blocked by Brennan. Passes it at the back of the net to Atani. Another bounce ball down the line. Definitely targeting Camilo Glass on Bull Team's right wing very early. But he's got a big body right now and he's blocking him. Throws cross court. Peterson blocks it out of bounds. You can definitely see the continuity of this team. Some players have played with each other since high school. Some are brand new with playing with each other. So it's a great fusion of just talent all around. Atani with the ball clears up Brennan in the middle. Full team could not retrieve the ball as there's a ball over. Atani threw it from the 56. Assumed he didn't realize that. He threw out of bounds. Blocked by Atani. He's going to collect. Set himself up on the outer post, the 1. Takes a step inside. Throws it out of bounds and takes out the opposing bench. If he throws it from the 3, he should be fine. Blocked by Brennan, thrown by Ransom. Usam Tani gets another opportunity. Bounce ball, finds the 1, just blocked out. And Tani's right there at it as that ball is thrown out of bounds. Coach Young calls for more back center passes. Great call by U.S. Men's National Coach Keith Young. Rolls to the left. Clears out Ransom. Plasticos throws the ball. Blocked by Tani. Cross-court shot. Atani tries to quick pitch it. Just a little form break. Form and technique on offense just as important as defense. Peterson goes for 77. Great shot. Gets in between all the defenders, but it's just collected near the goal line by Plasticos. High ball. That was flying. I don't think that touched to the midcourt line. Jacob Peterson, he blocked it still, and he'll get an opportunity to throw. Sets up inside, spin throw. Goes for the 33. Gets right under Plasticos and in the goal. The USA boys now go up 4-0. And the Bull team will have a timeout here with 5:45 on the clock here in this first half. And in the gold medal Pool C game, we have the Atlanta Renegades versus the Wolves. And scores 4-3 with the Wolves in the lead in the Pool C men's medal match. So if you're around here from Smyrna or anywhere in the state of Georgia, your 2 home teams are fighting it out for the gold in this tournament. But both will go home with some hardware. So that is nothing to scoff at. as we hear the fishy, we will get back underway in under 15 seconds. And Ransom goes with the line shot. Blocked out of bounds by Peterson. Or excuse me, out of bounds near Peterson. Clears out Brennan out of the middle. Bounce shot towards the gap. And finds the hole. That 53 shot's an excellent, and it's a personal favorite of mine. So it's going to be 5-0. As the bull team will call a substitution. Number 8 is coming out. That is Jefferson Plasticos. And number 7, Timothy Brennefeld, is coming in. So he has a different shot from Plasticos. One that probably won't attract as many high balls. But Timothy definitely has a more of a bounce shot. So with Brennan in the middle being just a little smaller, maybe the pull team's looking to take advantage. But Tristan is a big body at heart, so I don't see him having any problem blocking Brennefeld's balls. But we will see how the game unfolds here in the first half. Score is still 5-0. Atani with the block. He will take it on his own. Bounce shot from him. Blocked up. Brennefeld goes after it. Collects it. Bounce passes it to Ransom. He's at the left wing. Quickly lets it go. Blocked. And retrieved by Brennan. Hands it to Atani. He needs to get rid of it quickly. Who does? Hits the 8 hole. And it's blocked out of bounds by Ransom. Great shot selection from Atani. USA team is up 5-0 with 5 minutes exactly on the clock. A lot of fives in that sentence. As number 5 throws the ball, it goes out of bounds at the 5. Atani hands it to Peterson, who rolls over to Atani's side. Bounce shot from him. Kind of a low drive, skipper bouncer. Those little ones are harder to judge. Big ball, blocked by Atani. Great defense. Quickly lets it go. Goes out of bounds at about the high ball line. Quick ball thrown by Brennan. Blocked out of bounds. If I'm Brennan, I kind of just want to use the top arm just a little bit more to kind of trap it. And we have an excellent pouncer line shot from Atani. Gets it right down the line all the way to the end near the post. Blocked by Brennan. Peterson. Smooth ball. Collected by Ransom. Bounce shot. Blocked out of bounds by Peterson. As Atani will get the ball from Peterson. And we have a goal from Hussam Atani. USA team will go up 6-0 here with 3:52 on the clock. And we have a throw by Ransom. Out of bounds by Atani. Jacob Peterson's coming out. And number 5, Christopher Morgan, is coming in. As the Tiny will throw just out. Brennefeld, bounce shot, blocked by Brennan using that top arm to trap it down. Love to see that. As a Tawny from left wing will get his shot. Well drive, blocked by Glass. Ball is still loose and gets in the goal. And the USA team will now go up 7-0. And the pool team's calling a substitution. Camilla Glass is coming out. And Jason Matadas coming in. Or as I like to call him here on the stream, JJ. A little easier to say than his name. So the only remaining player from the original lineup for the pool team is going to be their left wing, Sean Ransom, who has now taken the point during the substitution. As the crowd gets hyped up for JJ's entry into the game. As the ball's thrown out of bounds by Brennefeld. As quick exchange of throws, thrown by Ransom, blocked by Tawny. Tawny will shut up in the 2. Low drive, collected by Ransom. I thought that was going in for sure from my angle. Blocked out of bounds by Tawny, thrown by Ransom in the middle. As we have an equipment check for Hussam Atani, number 6 of the USA boys. If you are just tuning into this matchup, this is a bronze medal game for Pool C. Team USA boys are on table right, and the pool team's on table left. 2:43 on the clock in this first half. It is a 7-0 game. He'll get you an update in Gym 1 here in momentarily. As the ball is out of bounds, thrown by Christopher Morgan. And the update, Atlanta Wolves versus the Atlanta Renegades. It is still a 4-3 game. Wolves having the lead. Ball is thrown by JJ, who was blocked by Tristan Brennan, number 1 for the USA boys. Blocked by Atani, collected by him as well. Morgan in the back center. Atani will keep it. Atani goes for the line shot. Blocked up and saved by a combination of him and Ransom. Ball is loose off Atani, but collected by him. Goes for the cross gap shot. Looked like a 37. Bounce ball. Blocked by Brennan. Really great footwork from Brennan. Really good hustle from Tristan Brennan. And Morgan following the ball to make sure that it doesn't go any weird way into the goal. Ball is blocked by Brennan, thrown by Ransom in the middle, taking most of the shots for the pool team right now. Brennan takes it of his own, hits the 8. Collected by Brennefeld, lines up on the outer post. Takes his time. Needs to let it go. Big bounce shot. Blocked by Brennan. Goes to the skipper, popped up, and ooh, that was close, but it looks like no goal. Ball is thrown by Ransom, collected by Brennan, who passes it to Tani. Very quick pace here with 55 seconds left. Low, smooth shot. Collected by the center for the pool team. And the pool team will call a timeout here with 47.6 on the clock. You hear Coach Young compliment the pool team for an excellent block. both these teams are. The thing I see with the pool team is it's a collection of players from all over the United States. And they're sitting there and they're attempting to compete with potentially each other for the very first time. And so they are fighting and they're competing against this team of young men. And I love to see that even when a team may be potentially down, they're still chatty, communicating. And that's just something you love to see. It's great for the love and growth of the sport. As we have what sounded high ball, but also out of bounds. As the clock continues to move, the team's lost a little time. 33 seconds on the clock, if I'm not mistaken. As Morgan with the big ball. The right wing. JJ will take the shot. Gonna go for the one hole. That was close. Chris got his hands on it and it went out of bounds. Hands it to Atani. 19 seconds on the clock. Atani lets it go. Flies out of bounds. 15.1 seconds on the clock here. Coach Young communicates that to his team. Benefelt eating a lot of time with the clock. Blocked by Brennan. Traps and pitches it. Don't see that every day for Brennan. Ransom pitches one of his own. And stopped. And collected by Brennan. And we will be at halftime here. Score is 7-0. USA boys with the lead. In Gym 1, it is still a 4-3 affair, with the Wolves in the lead here in the men's Pool C matchup. We will be back to you in one moment as I let you guys know the next game that will take place here in Gym 2 here at the 2023 Southeast Regional Goalball Tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like here in Gym 2 will be all of the bronze medal games. So, in order, we will have the women's bronze medal first, followed by the men's bronze medal match. For the gold medal matches, those will take place over in Gym number 1 as our day continues here in Smyrna, Georgia. Also, if you're just tuning into the stream, there's a link in our live stream chat room that you can click on and find out more information about a campaign that USABA is doing. This USA team on table right is looking to raise money to go to Youth Worlds in Brazil here in the month of July. So if you'd like to support these young men and what they're doing, going internationally and developing themselves for the future of goalball, you can support through that link. Anything you contribute would be absolutely loved by these boys, coaches, and our organization. I'd also like to take the time for thanking the United States Association for Blind Athletes for letting me commentate these games. It is an honor to absolutely do this every time I get to come to a tournament. I get to play, compete, and commentate. So it's a blast every time. So we are going by eye shade checks with about 1 minute. We'll find out if there's any substitutions here momentarily. If you paid any attention to the commentary yesterday, I had a fancy pair of binoculars in Gym 1 that was super useful. I need to get me a pair and bring them next time I'm here commentating, because I would not think of that. So we'll be back with you here one moment. I have to read this thingy. So, we have a substitution for the USA boys. Number 1, Tristan Brennan is out. And number 2, Jacob Peterson is back in. Morgan will take the ball from a fake on the left side from Atani. Morgan hits the 5. And pursued out of bounds by Ransom, who's still in the middle. So from left to right, the USA boys have Atani on left, Peterson in the middle, and Morgan on right. Blocked by Peterson. Now, Jacob Peterson's a very interesting player. Came out of Utah. I had the opportunity to play against him in high school. Excellent player. Happy he's able to represent the USA boys team. Peterson, coming out of Utah, was a center and right wing, so the fact he's playing both for this U.S. team does not surprise me. He excels really well in both positions. And we have a high ball from Atani. Just kind of got away from him a little bit. Although, excellent shot selection from Atani. Atani sets up in the middle. Pool team sets up in the back center. Goes for the left. Gets just under Atani. Atani read it right. Just couldn't get down to the ground fast enough. And it is now a 7-1 score with 9:12 on the clock. The Wolves and Renegades game in Gym 1 is still the same 4-3 score. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I totally misread that. The Wolves have now gone up 6-3, further extending their lead against the Atlanta Renegades. See, this is what happens when the blind are leading the blind. As we have an exchange of fire between these two teams. Blocked by Peterson in the middle. Hands off to Atani, who rolls to the left side. Waits. Very patient thrower. He can be. But it's like a switch. He can flip it on and off and just go from super speedy to taking his time with his throw. I know typically for me when I play, when I'm slowing down my throw, I'm calculating. I'm like, well, now that because it was thrown from this position, should I quick pitch it? Should I, it's, you have a split. We have a split second to make that decision. And so, once you get that ball, once it is in your hand, most of the time you want to sit there and already have that shot in your mind. You're complimenting your teammates' shots, defensive plays. And so sometimes that switch can be super useful to have. Not every player has it. Some players, when they're younger and still developing, they only have one speed. So it's great to see that the young man has already developed the skill just to flip that switch. Speaking of Atani, he'll take the ball from the middle. Low smooth shot from him. Finds the hole super cleanly. And that is going to be a goal for the U.S. boys. Going up 8-1. Yes, we might have a potential substitution. Pool team. Number 7 is coming out. And number 8 is coming back in. Jefferson Plasticos. So great job to Timothy Brennefelt. And Jefferson Plasticos is coming back into the game for the pool team. A little over 7 minutes on the clock here. We are waiting for this substitution. Big bounce shot. Out. And U.S. team calls the substitution. Sinks is coming out, and Brennan's coming back in for the U.S. team. Don't think this is a lineup I've seen much throughout this tournament as I watch this U.S. team compete. So now from left to right, we have 2, 5, and 1. If I were Coach Young, keep Peterson in the middle, let Tristan go in left, and Morgan going right. And looks like I'm right. Doesn't happen very often, but when I am, it does feel really good. We have an out. Looks like Brennan's going to get an opportunity as Coach Young calls back center. Brennan rolls to the 3. Peterson moves out the way. Goes to the low line drive. Big bounce shot to the 1. Blocked by Morgan. Great hands. Skip shot of his own. Pops off. Rolls down the team line and out. If I'm Morgan, I'm looking to hit a 79 with that same shot. I think the angle might just be enough to get in there. But also their right wing for the Bull team is just sinking into that gap. So maybe in a potential 11 from Brennan too might be really good. Speaking of hitting the 1, Peterson with the bounce ball, like a 71. Morgan with the ball on the right wing. Goes cross court. Hits the 1. Bumps off the post and goes out. You heard that ding off the post. That Coach Young calls and lets Morgan know, hey, it's a little close to being high. Just watch out. Sometimes it's good to see players pushing the high ball line. As Peterson hits the center's left gap. Center returns to Peterson, who collects it. Hands it off to Brennan. Rolls to the left side here. You see like a 22 from Brennan. Now they're playing very, very neutral. So get them spreading out to a little more towards one side or the other, and they'll start finding those holes again. Tristan Brennan hands off to Morgan. Bounce shot hits the 3. Loose. That's one of the shots we're talking about. As I'm trying to figure out where the ball is. Coming from left side from Plasticos. Throws a silky high ball. And it looks like it's going to be called a high ball by our officials. Brandon will take the ball from the middle. Just blocked. It was so there. I know Brennan's feeling that one. Right wing goes for it. Blocked by Peterson. Likes to take it himself. He's going to do it from the 3. 4-3. A 3-4, excuse me. Finds a gap. Great saving block from the right wing. He's going to pitch it back at Peterson. Collected by him. Hands it to Brennan. Peterson's letting his wings work right now. Taking the occasional shot. Speaking of that 11, Brennan hits about a 12. Speaking of that 11 shot, Coach Young just called the same shot. So I think Coach Young and I see the same thing. Just a little more action on that ball, and that will pop right in. Score in the Wolves Renegades game. Renegades have added a score to the board now, and now the Wolves are up 6-4 here As blocked by Peterson. And it's going to just find the goal. Brennan was there, but he was just a little to the left of the ball. It's perfectly fine. Little small things like that happen all the time in the sport of goalball. In goalball, there is just a little bit of luck. And it's just enough that one will go in when it's not supposed to. As we have a quick exchange of fire between the two teams, we have a substitution from the pool team. JJ is coming out, and Brenefit's coming back in for the pool team. So we have 8, 5, and 7 on the floor. The only player that has not been subbed out is Sean Ransom, number 5 for the pool team. And we have a great gold medal match in men's Pool C. The Renegades are catching back up. Score is 6-5. Wolves just holding on by a 1-goal lead. We'll definitely have to keep apprised of that game and see if those Renegades keep fighting. We don't know how much time is left on their clock over there. But interesting gold medal games are way better than some less interesting ones in years past. For an example, there were several years ago, I was at a tournament, and the gold medal match wound up being, I think it was 14-4, ended 1 goal into the second half. So that game's definitely getting really... Whoa! Morgan throws a nice two-hopper, and it's like a 73. And they made that pool team work for that ball. Definitely have not seen that from Morgan much, but when you have, it's definitely been effective. And we have an official's timeout for an equipment check. Speaking of interesting games, the men's Pool C game for the medal round. Gold medal round, excuse me. Renegades and Wolves are now tied 6-6. So, very interesting game where the score was just 4-3 moments ago. As we have a penalty throw in that game for the Renegades, it appears to be. Let's see what happens here. And there's going to be a goal. So, Renegades go up 7-6. So, Renegades take their first lead of that game, I believe. For our game here in Gym 2, though, Atani will take the point. Trennan, that's what I call him. Tristan Brennan to his left. And Peterson will take right. Tristan Brennan goes the gap and finds it and goes in. Brennan gets a little action and topspin on that ball, and it's going to go in. So score is now 9-2. Jacob Peterson had strong hands, was very patient, and the block. In the gold medal game, score is now 7-7. Wolves tied up. Peterson, 55, blocked by Ransom. Blanked by Peterson, off the feet of Atani, who licks the throw from the 7. Low line skip shot. Finds the goal. 10-2 with 3:02 on the clock. The pool team will take a timeout. And it's a great breather for the U.S. team, and the pool team's collecting their thoughts as they're down 8 here in the final minutes of this men's bronze medal match here in Pool C. And in Gym 1, the game remains the same, 7-7. However, in my mind, I don't imagine it staying like that for long. Just based off what I'm seeing on the live stream from Gym 1. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in the future, if you want to keep apprised of any tournaments and you're not able to catch the live stream, there is a website that is updated with tournament information. It is called goalballscoreboard.net. It is ran by USABA's very own John Mulherd. And we appreciate John and everything he does with Goalball Scoreboard and keeping it updated with all the latest tournament information. Ransom, bounce shot to the 2, blocked by Peterson. Peterson will hand the ball to Atani in the 7, who goes to the 5 for a funnel shot. Goes for the 1. Blocked. Excellent block by number 7, Brennefelt on right wing. Goes for the gap. Blocked by Atani. Goes forward. Hands it to Brennan in the back of the net. Brennan, I think he was trying to hit a 33, but looks like he drifted a little right and got the 53. As Sean Ransom throws a long ball. And Brennan will get the opportunity. He's playing up of the team line. Brennan throws right at him. A lot of action on the ball, but blocked. Brennefelt with the ball at the post. Bounce shot trying to find that 7 gap. Up off of Atani, but forward. Atani collects it. Takes it himself. Quick little ball to the 7. It's loose. Blue team trying to find it as we have a wing switch. Ransom to the left. Plastic Ghost in the middle. Name we haven't heard very much in the second half of this game. 1:55 on the clock here. Score is still 10-2. Big bounce shot from Peterson. Blocked forward. Collected by Ransom, who lets it go. Collected by Peterson, who traps and pitches it. Collected by Ransom. Ball gets past Atani's hands, gets his hands on it, but Brennan's right behind him to get it. Brennan hits like a 13. Stopped by Brennefelt. Blocked by Atani. Collected by Atani. Atani will take it himself. Well draft skipper from him. Lots of topspin on the ball. Blocked by Brennefelt. Popped forward by Brennan, who collects it. Peterson will take the ball. Hits a 3. Goes out of bounds. And Peterson tracks the ball out of bounds. Peterson gives it back to Brennan. Clears out Atani in the middle. Lots of movement on this USA offense. Finds the gap. Just collected by Brennefelt. Lines up inside. Smooth shot. Collected by Atani. Traps and pitches. Hits the right or left wing, excuse me. Kind of loses the ball. Gets it back. Blocked out of bounds by Peterson. 23 seconds on the clock. Looks like this game is all but over. However, we'll wait to the last second to announce the score, because anything can happen. As we have a pass to Brennefelt. Collects it and chunks it out of bounds. It was quite a bad pass. Couldn't quite get his hands on it. The Gym 1 stream has went down, so unfortunately we don't have a score update for you. But I will get one via Messenger ASAP. As we have a game, USA boys have won 10-2 here, and we'll go home with the bronze medal here at this Atlanta Regional Tournament. We will get set up and prepared for you for the next game, the women's bronze medal match. We will be back here momentarily as we get the live stream set up for your entertainment.
And the buzzer sounds, and we're getting ready for the women's bronze medal match here in Gym 2 between the Atlanta Blazers on the far end of the court, wearing the green jerseys and white trim, and the Maryland Minx closest to the camera with their black jerseys with pink and purple trim. Blazers will start with Allie Lawson, Cassandra Hernandez, and Asia Miller. Maryland Minx counter with Bridget Cassidy, Brianna Pumphrey, and Siobhan Lockhart. And over in Gym 1, you can see the stream of the women's gold medal match between the Sirens and the New Jersey Honeybees. Getting the scoreboard back up and running. It went out. Kind of an important piece of the game. There we go. 10 minutes are on the clock. This should be a 12-minute game, though, as a medal match, so they're going to adjust the time. And both teams get their opening shots off, and both are saved. Shot there by Lawson down the line, blocked out by Bridget Cassidy. Siobhan Lockhart now from the right wing for the Minx, throws it to the middle, kicked by Cassandra Hernandez, and handed off to Asia Miller on the left wing. Miller rolls it down the middle, blocked by Brianna Pumphrey. She'll pass it off to Bridget Cassidy on the left wing. Cassidy's bounce ball down, blocked there by Miller. Miller straight down, blocked by Siobhan Lockhart. Lockhart's shot down the middle, kicked by Hernandez, and rolls out of bounds. Asia Miller cross-court shot, pops up off of Cassidy, keeps it in front of her. Cassidy spins, throws it down, blocked by Allie Lawson. Lawson straight down the line, pushed out by the hands of Bridget Cassidy. Ball dropped in front of Siobhan Lockhart, who's moved over to the left wing. Bounce ball across the court, blocked by Asia Miller. Quick return throw, almost caught Siobhan Lockhart out of position, but she pins it to the floor. Lockhart to the middle, blocked there by Hernandez. Asia Miller with it now. Miller down, popped into the air by Pumphrey. She catches it. Backs up to the net. Pumphrey now from the middle. Straight down. That one stopped there in the middle. Shot there by Hernandez. Stopped by Pumphrey. Gives it off to Lockhart. Siobhan Lockhart down the line, blocked by Asia Miller. Miller now spins, throws to the middle, blocked by Pumphrey. Bridget Cassidy now from the left wing, throwing cross cap off of Hernandez, off of Miller, and out of bounds. So we remain scoreless. 3 minutes into this one. Ellie Lawson down the middle, stopped there by Pumphrey and Cassidy. Brianna Pumphrey now, bounce ball down the middle, stopped there by Hernandez. Ellie Lawson rolls it down the middle, blocked by Pumphrey. Gives it to Siobhan Lockhart. Big bounce ball down the middle, blocked by Hernandez. Hands it to Asia Miller on the left wing. She goes down the line, kicked out by Siobhan Lockhart. Bridget Cassidy, spin shot down the middle, popped into the air off of Hernandez, behind Lawson, and in! Bridget Cassidy with the game's first goal. Minx go up 1-0. That one popped high into the air off Hernandez and bounced over Lawson. Ellie Lawson looking to respond, but Cassidy blocks it out. Siobhan Lockhart now travels down from the right wing, cross-court shot, stopped by Ellie Lawson. Quickly up with it, down the middle, blocked by Pumphrey, rolls off of her, but she gets it. Pumphrey spins, kind of catches it with her hand a little bit, rolls out of bounds. Cassidy down the line. Asia Miller now over on the right wing for Atlanta. Makes the save. Miller down the middle. Ooh, catches Pumphrey. She late to react, but she made the stop. Ran up Pumphrey with the big bounce ball. Sandra Hernandez with it. Miller's shot well wide of the post. Siobhan Lockhart down the middle, blocked by Hernandez. Miller looking gap, stopped by the feet of Cassidy. Smooth ball down by Cassidy, blocked by Miller. Pats the ball, gives it to Lawson on the left wing. Lawson rolls it down, Lockhart there to make the stop. Siobhan Lockhart cross court, blocked there by Miller. Asia Miller straight down. That one stopped by Brianna Pumphrey. Gives it to Bridget Cassidy. Cassidy spins, throws to the post, but Miller dives over, makes the save. Gives the ball off. Allie Lawson, cross court, blocked there by Cassidy, gives it to Pumphrey. Pumphrey spins down and stopped by the feet of Hernandez. Lawson will give it to Hernandez in the middle. From the center, throws left-handed across the face to Cassidy, who makes the stop, and a timeout with 3:40 to go. The Maryland Minx up 1-0 here on the Blazers in this women's bronze medal match. Quick check-in on Gym 1 of the women's gold medal match, and they're scoreless there, it looks like, during a timeout. 0-0 first half in the women's gold. After this, Gym 1 will have the men's gold medal match between the Manticores and the Johns, and Gym 2 will feature the men's bronze medal match between the Texas Rattlesnakes and the New York Empire. Play resumes. Siobhan Lockhart down, blocked by Lawson. Return shot by Lawson is out of bounds. Lockhart from the right wing, stopped by the center for Atlanta, Cassandra Hernandez. Hernandez down the middle, blocked by Pumphrey. Brianna Pumphrey winds. Kick save there by Ellie Lawson, out of bounds. Lawson down the line. Lockhart there to make the stop. Siobhan Lockhart throws cross court, blocked by Miller. Miller's return shot off the post and out of bounds. Great shot from the right wing by Asia Miller. Crossed the court past Lockhart, but it went off the post and out. Score remains 1-0 Minx as Cassidy winds up, throws it out of bounds. Asia Miller now looking gap. Cassidy blocks it. It's rolling, and that'll roll over midcourt. Ball over to the Atlanta Blazers. Play resumes. 2.5 to go here. Ellie Lawson from the left wing. Cross court. Blocked there by Cassidy. Gives it to Pumphrey. Pumphrey spins. Throws it down. Blocked there by... Go to your left. Big bounce ball by Lockhart. That one's... Go to your right. Cross-court shot by Miller, out of bounds. Big bounce ball by Lockhart, diving stop by Lawson. Lawson rolls it back. Kick save by Pumphrey. Gives it to Cassidy. She winds, out of bounds again. From the right wing, big bounce ball by Miller. Kicked out of bounds by Pumphrey. Siobhan Lockhart with it. Throws it down the middle. Blocked there by Hernandez. Minute 20 to go first half. 1-0 Minx in front. Throws it, and off the hands of Cassidy. Out of bounds. Cassidy from the left wing, cross court, stopped by Lawson. Lawson down, blocked by Lockhart. Big bounce ball from Lockhart, cross court, diving stop by Miller, almost got underneath her arm. Under a minute to go, first half. Miller straight down, blocked by Cassidy. Gives it to Pumphrey. Pumphrey rolls it to the right wing, blocked by Allie Lawson. Lawson stands up, finds the net. Throws it from the left wing, cross court, blocked by the left wing Cassidy. She tries to find it before it gets to midcourt. Dumps it back to teammate Pumphrey. Brianna Pumphrey rolls it down, blocked by Lawson. 10 seconds remain in the half. Time for one more throw. It'll be Asia Miller. Bounce ball to the gap, off of, and it's in with 2 seconds to go. Asia Miller ties it with 2 seconds to go in the half. Big bounce ball, ricocheted off a couple Minx players and in. .1 to go. That'll do it. Got a good one here in the bronze medal match. 1-1 at the end of 10 minutes. Quick check on the women's gold medal match. It's the Honeybees up 1-0 on the Sirens on our other stream. And we'll be back with the second half of the bronze medal match after a quick break. Back here for the women's bronze medal second half. 1-1 tie between the Minx and the Blazers. halftime of the women's gold medal match over in Gym 1. It's the Honeybees up 1-0 on the Sirens. So we got two good ones going here in the women's medal matches. 1-goal game in the gold medal match and a tie game in the bronze. This game was tied up with 2 seconds to go on a shot by Asia Miller in the first half. We begin the second half on a bounce ball from Lockhart from the center to the left, blocked by Asia Miller, but it'll go over to the Maryland Minx. Spinning shot there by Cassidy. Shot from Lawson goes out of bounds. Lockhart bounce ball down the line, blocked out by Lawson. Ellie Lawson rolls middle, blocked there by Pumphrey. Spinning shot from the middle down the court, blocked in the center by Cassandra Hernandez. Hernandez off the tips of the fingers of Cassidy, out of bounds. Lockhart bounce ball down, blocked there by Lawson. Miller across the face, stopped by the feet of the center Pumphrey. Rolls over to Siobhan Lockhart on the right wing. Lockhart looking for a gap, pops up off of Miller, but she keeps it in front of her. Miller smooth balled right down, blocked by Cassidy. But the ball blocked over to the Blazers. Cross-court shot from Lawson, blocked out by Cassidy. Cassidy down the middle, stopped by the legs of Hernandez. She'll give it to Allie Lawson. Lawson down, blocked by Lockhart. Big bounce ball from Lockhart, stopped by Hernandez in the center. Cassandra Hernandez rolling it back down, blocked by Pumphrey. It's going to roll towards midcourt and over. The ball will go back over to the Blazers. 7:50 to go in the second half. We are tied at 1. Shot by Miller, kick just wide of the post by Pumphrey. Lockhart from the right wing looking for the gap off the legs of Lawson. Goes over to Hernandez at center. Cassandra Hernandez rolls it down, blocked by Cassidy. Cassidy spins straight down, blocked by Miller. Miller's return shot pops off of Pumphrey, rolling just wide of the post. Score remains tied. Cross-court shot from Siobhan, stopped by Miller, gives it to Lawson. Lawson straight down, underneath the arm of Cassandra Hernandez. Allie Lawson gives the Blazers a 2-1 lead. That ball got underneath Lockhart. 6:56 remain. Lockhart looking to answer. Stopped by Hernandez and Miller. Asia Miller down the line off the hands of Cassidy and in. 2 straight goals by the Blazers have given them a 3-1 lead. And a timeout is asked for by Maryland, and they are granted it, as Atlanta has scored on consecutive throws to make it 3-1 with 6:41 to play. Over in the gold medal match, it remains 1-0 New Jersey Honeybees on top of the Sirens in the second half of the women's final. That's on Jim over on our other stream. Play resumes. It's Lockhart from the right wing, stopped by Miller. Sandra Hernandez rolls it off the hands of Cassidy. Spinning shot by Pumphrey down the middle, blocked by Hernandez. Ellie Lawson across the court, blocked by Cassidy. Spins, throws it down, blocked by Miller. Rolls to Hernandez at center. Hernandez down, blocked by Cassidy. Rolls to the center, blocked or gathered in by Pumphrey. Hands it to Cassidy. Shot towards the post, stopped by Miller. Asia Miller, big bounce ball, popped out of bounds off the body of Bridget Cassidy. Lockhart, cross court, blocked by Lawson. 5.5 to go. Lawson's return shot off the feet of Cassidy, who's moved over to right wing. Siobhan Lockhart now playing left wing for the Minx. Cassidy rolls it across the center, blocked by Hernandez. Gives it to Miller on the right wing. Miller cross court, blocked by Cassidy, rolls towards center line, and she gets it just in time. Throws it back to Pumphrey, who'll just wing it into her bench to save the 10-second penalty. Timeout called by the Atlanta Blazers as they have a 3-1 lead here. 5:06 on the clock in this bronze medal match. Over in the gold medal match, the Honeybees have added a goal, so they're up 2-0 on the Sirens. Coming up after this match, the men's bronze medal between the New York Empire and the Texas Rattlesnakes. We'll have that here in Gym 2. Over in Gym 1, the Manticores take on the Johns for the men's gold. Five minutes to go as Asia Miller throws across the court, stopped by the legs of Cassidy, out of bounds. Siobhan Lockhart moves over to the left wing, big bounce ball down the middle. Cassandra Hernandez with the stop. Hernandez rolls it down, blocked by Cassidy. Cassidy, or Pumphrey rather, wings it down just past the right post. Allie Lawson got a piece of that with her hands to knock it wide. Lawson now sweeps over to the right wing, but throws that one well wide, out of bounds. Off the whistle, Lockhart, big bounce ball down, popped off of Hernandez and rolling out of bounds. Ellie Lawson down the line, blocked out by Cassidy. Cassidy wings it down to the middle, blocked by Hernandez. Miller with the gap shot. Just kicked out by Siobhan Lockhart. That one had a bead on the net. 4 minutes to go. Pumphrey wings it down the line, out of bounds. From the left wing, it's Allie Lawson. Rolls it down to the gap, popped up, and it's going to go in. Allie Lawson with her second goal. Makes it 4-1. As that got through the legs of Pumphrey and Cassidy. And substitution for Maryland, Rebecca Lavaseur coming in for Bridget Cassidy. 3:49 on the clock, 4-1 lead for the Blazers. Checking in on the gold medal match, Honeybees still up 2-0 on the Sirens in the second half of that match. Back to action as a big bounce ball from Lockhart down the middle is stopped by Hernandez. Sandra Hernandez rolls it down, popped up off of Pumphrey, gathered in by Lockhart. Lockhart down, blocked out of bounds. Miller, that one's gonna find the net too as it pops off of the legs of Branna Pumphrey, and it's 5-1 Blazers. Rebecca Lavaseur, cross court, blocked by Miller. Allie Lawson rolls it down. Lavaseur there to make the save. Cross court shot blocked by Miller. Asia Miller down the middle, blocked by Pumphrey, gives it to Lockhart. Lockhart looking gap, and it gets through for the goal. Siobhan Lockhart gets one back for the Minx. It's 5-2. Asia Miller down the line, just wide of the post by about a foot. Lockhart Big bounce ball blocked by Hernandez, out of bounds. Lockhart blocked out by Allie Lawson. Miller across the court, blocked by Pumphrey. All over to the Blazers, and 2:11 to go on the clock. And we had a high ball call on that last exchange on Maryland, so Rebecca Levasseur will defend against Ellie Lawson. Lawson. Levasseur with the block. Lawson went right down the middle. Levasseur was there. .211 to go. 5-2 is the score in favor of the Blazers. Bounce ball from Lockhart, stopped by Lawson. Timeout Atlanta with 2:02 to go here. Over in the women's gold medal match, the Honeybees have added another goal. They're up 3-0 on the Sirens. As that one is nearing its conclusion. Play resumes. Hernandez from the center. Cross court. Blocked there by Levasseur. Maryland will make a substitution timeout as Brianna Pumphrey checks out. Bridget Cassidy back in.
Jim, we're wearing our white tops.
Play resumes, 1:56 to go. Siobhan Lockhart to the gap, blocked by Miller. Hernandez gets it. Substitution timeout for Atlanta. And Sarah Folsom will come in for the Blazers. Looks like Ellie Lawson is coming out. Yes, Ellie Lawson out, Sarah Folsom in. Honeybees continue to lead 3-0 over the Sirens in the gold medal match. Play resumes. Big bounce ball from Asia Miller. Kicked out by Cassidy. Siobhan Lockhart now. Bounce ball to the middle. Stopped there by Folsom. Hands it off to Asia Miller. Miller cross court from the left wing. Pushed out by Lockhart. 1:29 to go. Lockhart to the middle, stopped by Folsom. Sarah Folsom rolls it straight down, blocked by Cassidy. She returns it, stopped by Hernandez. Cassandra Hernandez rolls it down, stopped by Lockhart, rolling towards center. Cassidy gets it, bounces it down the middle, blocked by Folsom. Under a minute to go now in the women's bronze medal. Miller's shot stopped by Cassidy, gives it to Lockhart on the left wing. Down the middle, Folsom there to make the save. Hands it to Hernandez. Hernandez down, stopped by the hands of Cassidy. She'll spin, throw it to the right side. Miller's right there. 30 seconds to go. Spin ball down by Miller, blocked by Lockhart. Cassidy straight back down, stopped by Folsom. 10 seconds to go. Folsom rolls it down. Lavasseur with the save. See if, timeout by Maryland. They'll try to get one more shot off here with 4.8 seconds. And over in Gym 1, it looks like it's a final now. The Honeybees shut out the Sirens 3-0 to take the gold medal. Congratulations to both teams on a great tournament. Sirens will earn silver. And here it will be the Four seconds to go. Levasseur called for the high ball. The penalties declined, and that'll be it. The Maryland Minx fall to the Atlanta Blazers 5-2. Blazers will take the bronze medal. And we'll be back with the men's bronze medal between the New York Empire and the Texas Rattlesnakes.